So yesterday I got this in the mail, and inside, to my surprise, was this, the Logitech Pro X60 Lightspeed keyboard. Now, I didn't even know I was supposed to be receiving this. Logitech sent it out. I have like no communication with them, so not even sure how this got here, but thank you. Regardless, I'm happy to review it. So for this video, I'm just going to be doing an unboxing and a first impressions, and then I'll do a full in-depth review in about 2 weeks time after I actually get some time to use the board and use it for gaming. Now, Logitech did tweet about this, and not a lot of people were super happy, but nobody actually had the product. So now that I actually have it, let's get into it and see what it's like. Starting off with the box here, very simple Logitech box design, something that you could easily see inside of a Walmart or inside of a Best Buy. Pretty chill. Into the actual unboxing here, this actually is my first impression of the keyboard. I only cut off the tape so we don't have to sit through that, but inside there is nothing inside the box. Everything comes inside the actual case itself, which is actually a fairly neat looking case. It has a fairly nice design and texture to that. I think it's very, very nice. It's fairly soft, but the actual texture of itself is pretty firm, which is pretty cool. And then you have these two zippers, which you can push out to the side here, and that will unbox you your case. That's cool. We have some paper here. Hopefully it's not super taped up. That's sick. All right, so we have a white key here. I wonder why they didn't do like an all black design. As I say that, we have our manual, and inside the box, very hard to see here on camera. Let me take everything out. That's everything that comes inside the case. We do have the USB-C cable here, which is very, very nice. Obviously your manual, and there's the black key. So before I even got a chance to say anything, they did send a black key if you did want to replace it and you didn't want this white one here. So if you wanted that all black look, and then you do have the dongle here for the wireless mode, and it looks pretty chill. It just looks like the normal G Pro dongle that they would use for their mice. So nothing crazy special there. And our first impression here, this thing looks awesome. I really, really do like the way it looks here. I do like the all blacked out look. I'm not a big fan of open exposed sides like this. I prefer my, keyboard or my keys being a little bit flatter. But overall, it's not terrible, and it actually looks pretty good here. It does not come with a switch puller, unfortunately, so we're going to do this by hand. And inside, we have some brown switches, and we'll definitely get some more information on what these are in just a little bit. But on the side of the keyboard here as well, we seem to have a knob. I'm going to assume that's a volume knob. In the back, we have the USB-C port right there, as well with an on switch, which, by the way, that turned on pretty quick. So it is wireless, which is pretty cool. So battery might be an issue, obviously, if you're not going to keep it connected the whole time. But it is cool that it is a wireless keyboard. So that is the on and off switch right there. And then over here on the side, we have the, looks like a Wi-Fi symbol here. I'm assuming that's the 2.5 gigahertz. And then they have a Bluetooth mode as well. And then back on the side here again, we have another little switch, which I have no idea what that does, but we'll definitely figure it out by the end of this video and reading some manual stuff here. So let's pop on that control key again, and let's get into a sound test here to see how it actually sounds. Before that, I do want to say one more thing that's very noticeable here. This is a very, very tall keyboard. It's like almost as tall as the actual dongle itself. This is something that you're definitely going to have to buy a third-party wrist rest for. Because I cannot see myself using the keyboard with my wrists lifted this high. Definitely something softer like a wrist rest to give you that more of a comfort angle here. On the actual backside, they do have feet as well, which might help with that, but I'm gonna be a big doubter. Yeah, that's not a big help. It's still very, very high profile, and you definitely do want to use a wrist rest here, or you're gonna probably feel some wrist pain. So on to a quick sound test here. So as you guys can see, it definitely does not have the best sound profile. I'm not sure what I was expecting from Logitech, but that's no surprise. I know SteelSeries and Razer released their keyboards and they all sounded like garbage as well. So definitely probably like a 0 out of 10 on the sound here. It's very clacky. The keys actually have a decent amount of wobble, which probably shouldn't be happening considering that we do have box switches here. So definitely shouldn't be rattly and wobbly, and they still are. As well as the side keys here, they all sound very different, so it's not very uniform at all, and everything overall sounds pretty clacky. Onto the actual setup here, it's actually quite easy. You just plug in this straight into the dongle right there, and then you just pop this into your computer, and then now you have a functioning keyboard. And obviously, because it's a 60% keyboard, you do lose a lot of functionality of a bigger keyboard, and they try to make up with that with FN keys. So on this keyboard on the front here, you have all the lettering on basically what you're going to need to do, and it's basically just all through FN. So FN, and then you tap any of these keys for it, including arrow keys here, which is on KM, comma, and period, which is a bit awkward and definitely a bit weird, but hey, it is what it is. If you guys do want a 60% or you don't use many of these keys at all, FN is definitely an option there, as well as like all the brightness settings and all the different profiles for the keyboard are here. Now, obviously, I need to see how this thing does in gaming, especially at the wireless point, which is definitely what they're advertising. So definitely give it a good 2 weeks run and let you guys know how I feel about it then. But hopefully you guys did enjoy the unboxing and my first impressions, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.